Well, it looks like we might have a small meeting today. You didn't have any trouble getting in, did you, Mazzy? Hey, Ed, hold on.
Yes.
Hey, Bob, what's up?
I'm in, but I only see the boardroom small, or boardroom suite.
Yeah, I just sent you the instructions. You have to go use the go-to menu and then way at the bottom go to Private Team Suite and enter the passcode, which is it's case sensitive. After you enter that passcode, then you'll be able to go to Boardroom 1.
Okay, I entered it. I thought I entered it, but all right, I'll try it again. I'm on my way.
All right, thanks. Masby, can you hear me? Hey, now I hear you. I wasn't hearing you before. Hi, Ed. Yeah, I just talked to him on the phone, so hopefully he's headed this way. I just gave him the instructions. Got it, okay. Hey, there's Bob. Welcome. So you decided not to go with the 20-year-old look, huh? Good deal. Are you hearing our audio, Bob? Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna give it a few minutes. You know, I'm getting a lot of echo on your mic, Bob, so the audio is coming back to me in a loop. Do you happen to have headphones available? Well, here's the alternative. If you just keep your mic off, if you hold down the number 1 key on your keyboard, that's a push-to-talk function. So that'll turn your mic on only while you're holding number 1. Yep, loud and clear. Yeah, that seems to help control that echo issue. Yeah, I hear you. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, John says he's just getting the patch. Oh, there he is. Hey, John. Sure, give me a second. There you go. Okay, well, so we are at 8 after, and I am live streaming this to the hub as well, so a little bit of a different approach here. Should we go ahead and get started, guys? Yeah, so basically everything that I'm seeing on my particular screen is what's being live streamed. So it's my Verbella application window that's being live streamed. And so they'll see what I'm looking at. But I've got the notes up there on the main screen. We've got our live chat over there on the other wall on the side. So if anybody chats from the hub, because I've got that chat embedded on the live stream page, then we'll see it there. So help me keep an eye on that screen. And we'll see how this goes. As I pointed out a little while ago, there's a push to talk. Just hold down the one key to push to talk, and you've got screen zoom controls up at the top of your screen. So if you use the screen zoom, you can zoom in on the main screen for the notes, and everybody in this room has the ability to edit these notes. So if you just click into that screen, any one of you can go ahead and type into the notes. So John, you want to help with that as usual? John, are you able to help with notes? Got it, excellent. Let's see, Nasby, I don't know your last name. Okay, we'll just leave it at first name. All right, so let's just do a quick review of our action items, and we'll get into our agenda. So no updates on the e-NABLE Web Central content that we've talked about. That's going to come after our migration, which is in progress now. John, any updates on the Google Ads front? And how about reaching out to Diane Farabi at the OMP Edge newsletter? Or citing the OMP newsletter. I'm not hearing you, John. Okay. And Ed, of course, did send me the code for the Verbella suite because we're using it right now. So on we go. Page 2 has all of our stats, which I won't spend time on right now. It's pretty much the same kind of progress as usual. Moving right onto our agenda. So I thought it might be appropriate and timely to focus on the coronavirus pandemic assistance initiative and talk about how we as a community can help best. We did have some discussion about this before, but of course things are rapidly developing. So I created a new space in the hub and invited everyone to that. So there's a hub where we can, a hub space for discussion about this. There's been some good exchanges happening in there. I've been working on 3D printable respirator masks And the testing has gone well, but the more I think about it, I have hesitations with the mask, because I think to do them right, you need to use the antibacterial filament, which is in very short supply now. We've been cleaned out of all of our inventory, and we're going to have a hard time getting more in the near future. And there's other complications due to the other materials being used, et cetera, et cetera. So it might be better than nothing, but I'm being drawn more and more towards these face shields as being maybe a more useful solution. Prusa Research put out a really interesting design for a 3D printable face shield. So the frame that connects it to your head is a 3D printed piece, and then you put a sheet of clear plastic over that, either PETG or polycarbonate or something like that, and it looks nice and it looks like it would be effective in protecting the face, especially if they have a mask to wear underneath it. So that seems like something that can be produced without special materials that maybe more of our volunteers could help with. So I wanted to get some thoughts on that. What do you guys think? How can we be best helping here? Well, that's the idea of the way I was testing them is, using the PL active material. It's an antibacterial filament. It's embedded with copper nanoparticles. And so even though a 3D printed object has some porosity by nature, the thinking is that those copper nanoparticles would be able to deactivate the virus. As far as I've seen, the coronavirus has a half-life of about an hour on a copper surface. So the thinking was that while typical cleaning methods aren't going to work 100% on a 3D printed object, my hope was that those copper nanoparticles would be sufficient to handle any remnants of the virus that might be on the surface. As I pointed out, though, the problem is that material is now in very short supply. Somebody also pointed out that I was using an adhesive foam padding on the backside to create a better seal with the face, and that adhesive foam padding is not going to be, that doesn't have the same properties. So even if you could clean the mask itself effectively, that foam padding might not have that ability. So there's going to be a little bit of a challenge there. I thought of printing the lining using this MD Flex material, which is from Copper 3D also, which is a flexible filament that has the same antibacterial properties, but, again, that being in short supply, I don't really want to focus on a solution that only a small number of people are going to have access to help with. John, you're... Yeah, interesting. I'm going to have to take a look at, I think you did a video on that. I'm going to have to take a closer look and see if there's something here that we could use to try that out. But, meanwhile, my personal focus has been more on, what can we do, using 3D printing. And that's not to say that, there can't be other really effective solutions. My reason for focusing on that is just thinking that, well, we have this huge volunteer community that is passionate about 3D printing, that have 3D printers available. So I'm trying to figure out what we as a community can do leveraging 3D printing where we might have a bigger effect than something that might be a little bit more custom, and not everybody might have the same materials around, etc. But I think both could be good solutions. But I am finding myself drawn to this idea of the 3D printable face shields more and more the more I think about it, because it doesn't seem like it requires these specialized materials. The shield itself is what's doing most of the protecting, and that's something that you can just purchase a clear sheet of PETG or polycarbonate, and that can be cleaned. So that seems like it could be an effective thing that we could do. You just 3D print the little frame piece, which prints pretty quickly. You attach a sheet of the plastic material, whatever type you choose, and as far as I can tell, that plastic sheet gives you a perfectly smooth surface, so you don't have that porosity issue where you'd have issues cleaning it. I would think that those could be disinfected at a hospital. Oh. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. No, I like the fact that there's this sort of diversity in focus, that we have people like you that are focusing on these very creative, non-3D printing approaches to how we can help. People like me and Eric Bubar and others who are kind of focused on these 3D printable solutions, and collectively we can share all of these options with the community. And I think the more options we can provide, the more of an impact we can have. So I think it's great that we have people exploring these different avenues. Myself personally, I'm kind of focusing on the 3D printing side of it, but I definitely think we should have others looking at other areas as well. So other thoughts. I'm seeing other designs popping up too. I've seen things like these no-touch door openers that you can 3D print so that you can open doors with your forearm. Somebody just shared a link today with actually it was, I think, Maria. She sent me a text, and I have to put this on the hub. I haven't yet, but she sent me a text with a link to 3D Heals, an organization that some of you may be familiar with. They have put a page up about COVID-19 and things that people can do, so I'm going to share that link. It might open up some other ideas or possibilities. In fact, let me grab that from her text message and I'll put it here in the notes for us. There we go. So that might have some other information or ideas. Anyone else here have thoughts about what we as a community might be able to do to help out here? Excellent. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts on this topic, or should we move along? No, you sound good, Bob. Yeah. Well, Bob, I completely agree with you, but I do want to offer a different point of view on this. I'm seeing, posts left and right from doctors and hospitals saying that they are running into critical shortages, that they will take anything that they can get, that they literally have doctors that do not have masks available. So, I'm looking at this as, no, these might not be 100% medical grade, but are they better than nothing? Probably. I mean, if it's a question of having a doctor, working with a patient with nothing at all versus a 3D printed respirator that might provide some protection, I think they're going to welcome whatever they can get. And I've been very careful to try to not make any claims about, this is medical grade or this is going to kill the coronavirus or anything like that. But as our sort of guiding principle has always been with the prosthetics, as John has said, it's substantially better than nothing. So, yeah. That absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly what we're working on. I already have several threads of outreach to nurses and doctors. I've gotten one indication that those face shields are actually more in need, or they're more interested in those than the masks right now. And we're trying to get more data. There are also several sites that have been set up, and I'm going to have to find and share these links in the hub, but there are some sites that have already been set up for people to register to say, hey, I have 3D printing capabilities or I have fabrication abilities, and make themselves available to hospitals and medical professionals, where those professionals can then dictate what their needs are, like you said, and say, if you can make X, this is what we need most. And so there are some people working on those types of platforms where you can allow the medical professionals to dictate what their needs are and then engage with us, the makers, to get that done. Sure, absolutely. But I am connected now through Jen Owen with a nurse friend of hers who said that if I send her one or two of these 3D printed mask prototypes, that she would actually take it to her hospital and they would work on doing some testing and try to figure out really what the effectiveness is. So I am working on trying to get us some hard data on that. But as I said, I have my own questions about the effectiveness of the masks. I do feel more confident about the face shields. A face shield, which is easy to make, seems like it might provide some pretty effective protection, and it seems to be well received by the medical professionals, at least that I've seen, commenting on that so far. Given that this virus is spread via droplets that are sprayed in the air, it seems that a shield would be an effective protective mechanism, at least to block some of that. So I'm going to be focusing more on that today, doing some testing, and we'll share more on the hub when I proceed with that. There should be a pretty good variety of sources. I found it. I only looked very I took a very cursory glance, and I found it at my local Home Depot. They have sheets of clear polycarbonate or PETG. Either one of those seems like it would be fine. Pretty much any clear plastic that would be about 0.5 millimeter thick should work. John's pointing out that clear binder plastic, those things that you put in your file folders, might also work. If you were to sort of just cut those up, any clear plastic sheet should be okay for the purpose. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's the right way to think about it. Whatever we could do where it's very easy to get materials, ideally without even having to go to a store, that'd be best. Well, I don't know. Does anybody have anything else on this topic, or should we move on to something else? Well, that would actually be really helpful then. So right now, most of our interaction has just been happening within the stream of the pandemic assistance space, and there have been links shared. In fact, there is a link list in the space, though I don't know a lot of people have looked at it. I put a few links into the link list, but then there's links being shared in the stream, and there's people sharing notes about their testing and everything. If you, Ben, could help us to kind of go through and kind of summarize some of that into a wiki page and collect and curate some of that, that would be really helpful. Excellent. Yeah, that'll be excellent. Agreed. And there's about, like I said, there's about a half a dozen links in the link list within that space, so check those out. Maybe we can incorporate those into the wiki as appropriate. Well, okay. I mean, I think this is a really important topic, but we don't need to spend all our time on that if we've covered it for now. I don't know that it looks like we don't have Ahmad with us, so we probably should skip the strategic goals discussion again, because I think we really want to go through his notes on that. So I hope he's doing okay, but we're going to put that off for next time. Yes, please. That's a really good idea. Okay, anybody else have anything on this topic? Okay. I'm going to wait a second to scroll because John's typing and we're using a shared document here. So. Oh, really? Okay. I'm still getting used to how this works, so that's right, because I'm streaming what I'm seeing on my screen, but each of you basically is seeing your own copy of the notes document, so you need to scroll for yourselves. I forget that. So if you want to, go ahead and scroll on down for yourselves, those who are in the room. I'm going to skip the strategic goals discussion, and that would bring us to our discussion about chapter status. So we're talking about. Originally the idea was tiering of chapters, but then Masvi provided a lot of really good input on that. We had some follow-up discussion, which led us to believe that maybe tiering is not the way to go, but that we could focus on, just encouraging some of the virtuous behaviors and indicate on the map, on the chapters map, the latest date when a chapter provided information, so you kind of see how engaged they are. I'm sure my summary is lacking in some of the details of what we discussed, so folks help me out here. Where do we leave this, and what are our next steps in this regard? Well, That sounds like a good idea. Okay, I might have to. I guess that's the whole reason we're doing a test here. I might have to figure it out afterwards, but I will look into it. Sure. So John just informed me, for anybody that's watching the live stream right now, that you are only hearing my microphone audio, that you are not hearing the other people, which is most unfortunate. Sorry about that, but this is, of course, a technology test today, so it's something good to learn, and I am going to figure out how to fix that, though I might not be able to figure it out in real time. So sorry, folks, if you are watching the live stream, we do have room in here if you're able to join us in Verbella. We're in Deloitte's private suite, which has a 20-person limit, and we only have 7 people using it right now. So feel free to jump in and join us in Verbella. There are instructions in the post that I shared in the main forum, including the passcode that you need to join us in the private room here. Back to you, John. Yes.
Motion detected at the front door.
Yes, hi, Christy.
Motion detected at the front door.
Okay, folks, well, we are about out of time, and unfortunately, we did have some technical issues on the live stream, so sorry for anybody who happens to be watching and listening that the audio wasn't fully working. I did figure out what the issue is, but it's going to require a reboot to install a new software component, so we'll get that working for next time. But for those here in for Bella, for the folks that were able to join, any thoughts? I mean, about the platform itself and how it works for virtual events or meetings or anything like that? I had the exact same thought, Bob, that for this particular kind of meeting, I think the way we traditionally do it in Zoom is more effective because it's really mostly about working on the document together. But I think for a larger conference, theoretically, this platform would work better. If we were in the auditorium and there was a presenter up on stage and you're able to that context might be a better fit for this platform. Yeah. But I agree. For these meetings, we'll switch back to Zoom. This was really just to test out the technology. Oh, well, hey, now that our meeting is ending, I can tell you, if you click on your name in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a bunch of different emote options in the menu that comes up there. And you can dance using F7 as a keyboard shortcut. All right, folks, thanks for joining us. And like I said, somebody found the dance. So yeah, we'll be switching back to Zoom for next week to resume our usual format for these meetings, and we will consider this for larger sort of conference type events. Hey, look at Bob go. Sounds good. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Thanks. I'll talk to y'all soon.